NERDSoul. Woo! Ha ha! Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, another episode of Dope, folks. We're gonna get right straight to it. We got some super cool artists, entertainer, all kinds of stuff. We're going even a glutton, so we're gonna get into that too. Tons of stuff we're gonna get into. But here we talk to a lot of folks and have a good time. I'd like to introduce you to Takeia Marie.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for having me, Mike. Thank you.
What up? So we'll just go through this, unpack it real quick. But before we get started, who are you? Or well, we know who you are, but what do you do?
So I'm an illustrator. I'm originally from New York. I pretty much have worked on a bunch of different things. Like, I feel like I'm kind of a floater. I've done comics, I've done concept work in advertising, I've done children's books on the indie level. Ooh. So, I'll pretty much draw anything. All right. So that's where I'm at.
So we're gonna run through your Instagram profile because it's super easy. You say that you're an artist. You've described some of the things you've worked on. You're like a floater. You've done this, that, and the third. Describe your style for us.
My style is kind of, I think, a little bit of a mix of like hip hop, American comics, and manga. Like early on, I was so into like anime, manga, video games, and just like all these old school influences. Hip hop has been a big influence for me too. So I kind of like just take all that stuff and put it together, and that's what you get, what you see.
All right, nice. What is one of the anime or manga that kind of like impressed upon you real early on, where you were like, ooh, all right, this is what I like?
Let me tell you, when I was a kid, so we lived in the Bronx, but when I was real young, we moved to Long Island. So I kind of grew up between the two, and every weekend we would go to the Bronx, and my cousin is the one who put me onto anime. Like, I don't even remember the first thing I saw, but I could tell you some of the early stuff I saw. It was like Vampire Hunter D,
Shouts,
Nausicaa.
Never seen that.
Never seen Nausicaa? That's a early like Hayao Miyazaki movie.
Okay.
What else did I watch? Anime. Remember how anime back then was kind of like
it was just on a bootleg VHS, and you was just like, I don't know what I'm watching. I remember the first joints I saw. There was an all night thing. I want to say it was like TNT or USA or something, but they played Heavy Metal, Vampire Hunter D, and Ninja Scroll in the same night. And after that, I was hooked. I was like, whatever this is, I want to see more of it. Heavy Metal, not so much. Heavy Metal didn't really hit me like that. But the next night or the next day or something like that, they played Akira. So then I was like, I'm done. Like, this is crazy. Like the level of detail and stuff, I was through. So that was my intro.
How it was. Yeah, exactly.
But then besides that, we had those VHS tapes that would just float around. Yeah.
My cousin, because you couldn't find it like that. It wasn't everywhere.
Nah.
So
just so many people with like random episodes and stuff that would just be like, this is what I got.
Yep. So my cousin would he would bring anime. He would go to Chinatown and I don't know where he was getting it from all over the place. And he would come with some anime, like Ninja Scroll, stuff like that. And when I saw it for the first time, I was like, you can do this? Like, you can draw like this? Because when I was a kid, I wasn't into like American comics like that, honestly. I wasn't really into like X-Men and stuff like that. I liked the cartoons, but I didn't get into like Marvel comics and stuff until much later. My first introduction was anime, and then with that was manga. And it was just like I couldn't wait to go to the Bronx every weekend just so because I knew he would have something new. I was hood. So I mean, I just took all that stuff and I was like, I gotta do this. Like that, when I saw anime for the first time, that's when I was like, I'm gonna draw forever.
Word up. So you also state that you're a writer. Are there any projects that you like to talk about that you've worked on or something coming down the pike that you might be able to reveal to us?
So in the past, I've written for Black Sci-Fi, which Robert Jeffrey, good friend of mine, runs. And I've written for a couple hip hop blogs too back in the day.
Word up.
So
you ever work for the amazing hiphopdx.com, the best hip hop site? It's hip hop DX. We cool. We just always, oh boy.
You got
they're in the same bucket with Vlad and them. I just never miss a chance to like kick it.
But so that's more like the kind of stuff that I was writing. Not to say that I don't write my own stories, but I'll be honest, haven't published them yet. I've primarily done work as like freelance for a bunch of different places. As far as illustration goes, as far as doing, like I said, concept work and advertising and stuff like that.
Good. Now, you also state that you're a hip hop enthusiast.
Yes.
And you've written for hip hop blogs. Mm-hmm. What's the most recent thing that you've written for on a hip hop blog?
I haven't written anything recently, to be honest with you, but
what's the last thing you wrote?
The last thing, it's been some years now. I think the last thing.
Don't be trying to hide it from us.
I'm trying to remember the last thing I wrote about.
I think Fetty Wap is the greatest rapper of all time.
Oh my God!
By Takeia Marie.
Matter of fact,
compendium.
Matter of fact, I think the last thing I wrote was, every so often. I'm not even gonna say every so often. The ongoing debate is always like, is hip hop dead? Real hip hop, the real hip hop debate.
Yeah,
that's what I wrote about, and my take on it was, everything is hip hop, whether you like it or not. For me, everything is hip hop. I don't think there's a such thing as real hip hop. I know what people mean when they say that.
Yeah, they're talking about like the golden era.
Yeah, the golden era, and then even
a slight resurgence in like 99, 2000. Yeah, kind of area.
And they
come on,
I
know NERDSoul Light want to talk about hip hop too. I like hip hop, guys. But go ahead.
No, it's cool. They're really talking about like even to like Kendrick right now, J. Cole, like all of those will fall into the real hip hop category, and I definitely respect that because that's the kind of stuff that I like. But hip hop is a culture, and hip hop is influenced by people. It's made by us. So
what you're saying is that hip hop is about the people, and hip hop will get better when people get better.
Right, kind of like.
Shouts to most.
It's just, I guess my thing is, it's a reflection of what's going on, how people are feeling, what's important to people, and even if we talking drugs, money, cars. Yeah. That's part of it. Like you have your conscious side, but it's like you, right? Tell me, are you always conscious, or do you have a ratchet side? Like, do you have a side that may not necessarily? Not really a ratchet side, but I do have kind of like the anger side, like the MOP side. Yeah. Like so. Yeah. So you have different facets, right?
Yeah. So, and I get what you're saying. I was last year when the BET Awards happened, we had kind of like the discussion again about hip hop, and you know what I'm saying. And my issue with BET, because people were in the chat, because we were live, people were in the chat Like, what are you saying about Meg or this, that? And I'm like, no, I don't have an issue with Meg. My issue is with the very narrow view of what BET presents as hip hop at the Hip Hop Awards. We could celebrate all facets of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like KRS-One is hip hop, but Gangstar was hip hop, but MOP was hip hop, and Meg is hip hop, and UGK is hip hop, and 3 6 Mafia is, so it's like, it's not just one thing. And I don't want it to be just one thing, because I think the problem is that we got stuck in a rut as a people, kind of like representing one facet of our lives in music.
Right.
And we need to represent the fullness of our life and culture in our music. And I don't think we do that as much anymore. And the artists that do are so either hard to find or also blocked. There's a lot of blocking that goes, like, in the industry. So I'd like to see a better representation. And then somebody was just like, so basically the NERDSoul show, I was like, look, from your lips to God's ears, don't front. Because I mean, you can open up the show with like an awesome display of DJing and breaking. You can have an artist compendium there, something like, you can do all kinds of things with a hip hop award show instead of kind of like a very slim sliver of what hip hop is purported to be by what I would call the wide audience.
Right.
Wide audience.
So let me ask you what you think of this though. So we say that, right? And definitely hip hop is, to me, like I said, it's a reflection of people, and people are not any one thing. And so you're going to get different facets of it. But that doesn't mean skill isn't a thing. That doesn't mean skill isn't a thing. And I kind of get into like sometimes I'll talk to my brother about it too. And he's more of the like, well, hip hop is big and it's we gotta respect different things. And to me, like, a lot of stuff sounds the same now. Yeah,
there is, like, for instance, we were with Thought Crimes, shout to Thought Crimes on YouTube, talking about Griselda. And Arcatron, who does Beats Vibes Life with me, he was like, look, I have my hierarchy of coke rap. You know what I'm saying? Like Raekwon and Ghostface already did it. Pusha T has already done it. You know what I'm saying? You got Rock Mars that's done it. And it's not that Griselda isn't talented. It's just like, for him, his bucket of coke rap is full. He don't got no more space for no more. And even like me, I'm from VA. I love the Clips. But admittedly, by the end of the album, I feel like I'm selling dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need it in doses. Like, and listen to track 1 and 2, take a break, listen to track 3 and 4 later.
I hear you. No, and that's
I get you on. There's like levels and skill levels, and within it.
And that's a good point, because Griselda is one of those that somebody might say is real hip hop.
Yeah.
But they sound like stuff it sounds like stuff we've heard.
And then there's also, all of our ages are mixing online. So you have someone talking hip hop who is, say, 15, and then someone who's 20, with someone who's 35, with someone who's 50. You know what I'm saying? So all of them, and that's why I'll always say, it's not that Griselda isn't talented. It's just that I'm not super impressed. Not that I don't think their music is good and that people don't like their music, and I'm not mad that people do. It's just that when I hear it, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, that's nice. You know what I'm saying? I've been down that road. Or now I will say one kind of coke rap, an album that came out last year, Bandana, from Madlib and Freddie Gibbs.
And Freddie Gibbs.
When I first listened to it, I was like, man, it's a little too much coke rap for me. But from last year, it's the album that I go back to the most. When I want to get on like my street hop side, I'll be like, let me throw in there, because it's Madlib, man. It's coke rap over Madlib beats. Yeah. Come on, man. There's a skill level. It's not coke rap over like Like, I'm the new SoundCloud producer. It's Coke rap over Mad Lib, man. It's like, yo, it's like it's a skill level where Freddie Gibbs can rap his butt off, and Mad Lib's beats are just dumb. So I've come back to that the most, probably that and Rhapsody's album every now and then, but Bandana I've come back to definitely the most when it comes to like just revisiting albums from last year. But like I said, even with that, I listen to like 2 or 3 songs and then I'm out, because there's like a certain level, because I like the dancey stuff. I like what Bernie Mac would call his happy rap.
Right, his happy rap.
I was a Kid and Play fan back in the day. I loved them. I love Salt and Pepper. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so I like my happy rap.
Yeah.
But it's like, I do understand there's skill levels, like you said. So we need that broad umbrella, but we also need like the skill level on that broad. It's like, it's broad, but let's take the height. Like, the reason I give Meg her props, even though when I hear Meg, I'm like, oh, okay, that's Pimp C. I'm like I heard her, like the second I heard her rap, I was like, that's Pimp C. That's Pimp C's kind of like staccato, his breathing, his delivery. That's UGK that I'm hearing. And it's not that I'm mad at it, but for me, I'm like, oh, word, cool. It's familiar. I've been down this road. She's talented. But if somebody were to like tell me to put her on a list, I don't know if she'd be that high on that list.
That's that's a nah. But
but she is talented and she can rap her butt off.
She is.
Because it's weird. There's that skill level. There's being able to make the music. There's being able to be relevant, say something that resonates with the times, that kind of stuff. So there are those levels that you talk about where it's like, you can't just really be good because there's so much history stacked behind you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what it comes down to, right? People want the history of it to be respected. And so, but at the same time, though, people talk about skill level, and maybe we could talk about this. I don't think Rhapsody's album got the respect it deserved. Like, her album was really good, from production to lyrics to concepts to themes to how everything was connected.
It was a very solid album, and people was looking at it sideways.
Man,
like, I don't know if I would say it was a classic, but it's a solid album. I've come back to it multiple times. Like, I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought now, I will say Architron brought up something to me during my review where he was like, the way you get mad, because I get mad about J. Cole always talking about people hating on him or people sleeping on him. And he was like, that's the way he feels about Rhapsody, always talking about like her being slept on and like people overlook. And I was like, yeah, she does ring that bell a lot. And like, but see, since I get it more from J. Cole, it doesn't hit me the same when Rhapsody does it. Like, so it didn't bother me the same. But I'm like, yeah, there are a couple of songs on this where she talks, she rings that bell a lot of times. But it just didn't hit me the same.
But you don't think she deserved to, though?
It's weird. Because I mean, the same thing with J. Cole. I'm like, and of course, your algorithm is, your circles are different. But I'm like, dude, nobody's hating on you. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, everyone that I've, like, anyone that I've been around respect you as a rapper. Like, who are these massive amounts of people that are hating on you? And now, Rhapsody, I don't know if people are particularly hating on her. I do feel like the industry as a whole is either blocking her or sleeping on her because of the one rule.
Yeah,
for some reason, when it comes to, and it's weird because if we go back I guess you can say go back far because it was long ago. But if you go back, we had like the song Ladies Night. And even though, there were, women at different levels of that song, all of them could kind of exist at the same time. But it seems like the wider hip hop industry energy wants to only exalt one woman at a time.
Right.
And I was like, it's probably time for another ladies' night. You know what I'm saying? It's time for I don't know, whoever, and I think I put a list together. Like I was like, I think ladies' night had 5 women on there. I don't remember. All right, Missy, Left Eye, Kim, she's on the radio. What's her name? I can't remember her name now, but she's on Hot 97. Or was on Hot 97.
Angie.
Yeah, Angie Martinez. Debrat was on it. So like, I'm like, yo, if you could get, say, like Rhapsody, Meg, maybe, I mean, Missy's still doing stuff. So Missy, that would be a way to bring the hook back. And then, maybe like Tierra Whack, No Name, something like that. Like mixing styles. And because I'm also a person that likes mixing styles every now and then to see kind of just what happens. Like if some magic comes out of that. It's not always great, but there are times when magic comes out of it. And I'd like to see something like that. Like, how would it sound? What would it look like? Instead of, because people did bring up some collabs to me, but I'm like, those women are the same. They're essentially the same rapper. You know what I'm saying? Somebody brought up to me, they were in the chat talking about like Cash Doll and what was that? The girl, T.I.'s girl that he be trying to disown now. Iggy Azalea, I think, did something together. I'm like, but they're the same rapper. I'm like, like Ladies Night had very different styles in one song. And it ended up being a fun track to listen to. And, it's enjoyable. I'd like to see something like that and see kind of how it plays out.
So it's to your point about that, that's exactly why I think Rhapsody saying that she doesn't get the respect she deserves is very different from J. Cole saying it, because J. Cole is a man in a male-dominated industry. Rhapsody is a woman, and she has to fight 10 times harder to get the same recognition. And so that's why I think her saying it is valid, whereas J. Cole, you could kind of question it,
It's
and
like, nobody, people that's hating on you.
Nobody talks about being hated on and being unrecognized more than Wale.
I'm so tired.
What was that thing that happened? Who did like the top? They did like the top 50 or something like that, and he wasn't on there. He was ready to go down to the studio. He said, "Get your security" or something. Like he was ready to go down to their building. I was like, "Come on, dude."
Wale, if you don't sit all the way down, sit all the way down. No, I want you to go in the sub basement level 3, and then sit down on the floor. Top 50, dude. All right, if we were to do a top 50 for real, like we did a top 10 on our show. I don't. No way he makes top 50. Dude, I wouldn't put him above like Young Z from The Outsiders. Like, come on, man. Like, and I don't even like Young Z that much. And that's a deep cut. If you know Young Z, that's a deep cut. Y'all talking about real hip hop. If you know about Young Z, Pace One, but I'm like, Wale, I put, he's from the DMV. I put Mad Skills or Skills up above him. Sit down.
Man, here's the thing though. I actually like Wale, but
it's his off the court antics.
Way too much about. It's the antics.
It's the antics that get me. Because him rapping isn't like a bad thing.
I don't know. He just like act like he's old. J. Cole made that song. J. Cole made that song where he said he wasn't talking about them, but he was talking about them. Kanye and Wale. He said he wasn't, but like, and even J. Cole used to frustrate me because I first heard him on Young Simba, I think, and
oh boy, he
always was that dude that was like, I like you and you have a lot of potential, but I feel like you're not getting there. And I think it's only really recently where I think he started really hitting that growth, because he used to have some whack metaphors, man. He used to have some garbage metaphors, and I'm rapping as if I'm Christmas shopping,
Like, and that's where we get to like the technical stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, technically, he's a good rapper, but he does whack stuff from time to time. Like, okay, like, and you know, there's a certain contingent that thinks that Eminem is the best rapper in the world. We ain't gonna say who it is, but there's a certain group that thinks he's technically he can rap very well. Does he make any music that I want to play? No.
That's how I feel too. That's how I feel.
So there's levels. You gotta be able to rap and also make music that people want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
What are we doing here? You know
right.
What I mean? Like, what are we doing?
And you know what? We keep having the same debate. This is the cannabis LL debate. That's really what it is. It's that debate over again, because there were people back then that was like, nah, Cannabis is the best rapper alive. Because technically, if you break down
and listen
his
to that
bars,
album. Go back and listen to that album.
But listen, his
he had some cool freestyles from DJ Clue.
Yeah.
The end.
But then the music wasn't there. That's what I'm saying. Like, LL made hits. Like, he made hits. So
act like that Mr. Smith joint ain't the bomb. Act like Mama Said Knock You Out ain't the bomb. Like, man, come on. Like, Cannabis, and we did a show, we were like, in retrospect, is Cannabis whack? Like, we look back. Okay, he has like 2 or 3 freestyles. He has that song Beast from the East with him, A+, Redman, and Mr. Cheeks. He has that joint with Common. Outside of that, because his album, now, admittedly, Wyclef should not have produced this album.
Whoa.
That was a full stop. That was a full stop.
Right.
But yeah, go back and listen to that album. Go back. It's like, yo, I don't want to listen to like angry rapping for like an hour. Like, bro, I don't. Yeah. Couple tracks maybe, but yeah, you got to bounce with all that.
But back then, like, there were people who were
there was people that was like, yo, he's the illest.
Cannabis all day, but Cannabis couldn't make music. You know what I mean? Like, he couldn't make, like, there's a difference between being able to write rhymes and being able to make a song. And some people are able to do both, and that's where you get gold. But the debate is really the technical versus the songwriting debate.
Yes. And we just hosted a fan dream battle on Instagram. I put it up on Facebook between Just Blaze and ALC, Alchemist. Yeah. And you're really looking at the polished street versus like the Timbo street. Because it's like you got a whole bunch of like Memphis Bleak and Jay-Z type beats, you know, because Just Blaze was doing a lot of stuff for them at the time. Versus like stuff for like Mobb Deep, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so it's like you got like the glitzy street, like a little more polished street,
right?
Versus like the like, yo, these cats, like, are y'all gonna clean up in here? Like, y'all dusty, and when like y'all been just smoking all day? Did y'all do anything productive?
Right.
Untied Timbo music. No. But there's that energy every now and then when I'll be like, yo, Alchemist be making some dope beats. Yeah. But, you know, I can't listen to Mobb Deep all day.
Right. And that's the thing.
Shouts to Havoc and P, rest in peace.
Yeah. Sometimes it's you just want to hear a song. Like, I'll be honest with you. And this is the dilemma I have within myself, within my spirit. I'm a woman who loves hip hop. And I like some stuff that's very misogynistic sometimes because I just like the fact that, like, I'm very much into bars that hurt. Like, I like bars that smack you in the face, and sometimes people go there and I'm like, dang, I would never say that to a person on a regular day, but on this beat,
man, like, yo, somebody who, like, when we were talking about Griselda, Because they were like, somebody in the chat that day was like, well, who's better than Griselda? And I was just like, honestly, I'd rather listen to like a Guilty Simpson and Sean P, even though rest in peace, than listen to them. Now, Sean P is someone that'll say some messed up stuff, but
he will.
He's low-key mad funny. Like, he'll make you laugh at some stuff, be like, all right, this is messed up, but it's kind of funny. Like,
it was that song, Barbecue Sauce.
Man,
that song, I should be totally offended, but I just,
it's like, how could he kidnapping somebody or shooting somebody in the head sound funny? Like, I don't, like, Sean P.
And you shouldn't laugh, but you just,
like,
the fact that
laugh at somebody getting robbed. Like, that's not funny.
But it's just the fact that, like, if you say it in such a clever way that it's like, because it makes it bigger than just the words. Like,
that's why I say, yo, Sean P. is like low-key hilarious and people never noticed it. They're like, oh, he's so hard. I'm like, no, this dude is a comedian. Like, this dude, like, I'll be listening to stuff, I'll be like, yo, this is kind of funny. But with that said, you know what I'm saying? Because we gonna look, I'm gonna have to get you on some kind of Beast Vibes like something. But lastly, you state that you're a glutton. A glutton for what? A glutton for, you know what I'm saying, punishment, chicken wings, you know what I'm saying, cheesecake, you know what I'm saying, outdoors hiking. What?
Good food. I got my partner in crime, Antonio Palmares. We like will meet up in New York sometimes, and we'll just go eat. Like, we'll go to Melba's, which is like this spot in Harlem. Oh, I love Melba's. Chicken and waffles, and like I just love good food. Just good food. And because, you know, I was always real skinny, people were like, you can eat like that? Like, yes, I can, and I will.
All right, dream meal that you can have right now, go.
Oh, you know what I want? I want some lobster right now. Some lobster. And I heard because of that Rona, it's cheaper now. So you can get your
a lobster roll wouldn't be bad right now, man. I mess up. It depends on where you get your lobster roll from. Are we getting like a real lobster roll, or are we getting like them little like fancy joints that be like this big and they be like, bro, they ain't no lobster.
A real one. Real one. With like the thick, you know, like
that little kind of like toasted butteriness.
Yeah. Now I know down in VA y'all got some spots too.
Yeah, we especially, man. Yo, Lisa, Captain George's though, man. In Jesus' name, yo, Captain George's. Now, usually I would tell y'all to stay away from buffets, especially now with the coronavirus. But if there's any place, any buffet I would go to, even during coronavirus, Captain George's, man. Like, they seafood is like, it's just another level, man.
What part of VA are you from? Richmond.
But
you from Richmond?
Okay. Richmond. So there's two Captain George's. I've only been to one, the one in Virginia Beach. There's supposed to be another one in Williamsburg, but there's one in North Carolina? Oh, okay, so khaki, you know what I'm saying? North Cackham's in the house. So, but yeah, that seafood is just, man, coronavirus, now that I think about it, they done ruined buffets. It's over for them.
Right.
It's over. Because you can't eat without the mask. So it's over. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, just stick a fork. Golden Corral's gone. Sizzler's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because I've seen some egregious stuff in buffets before.
Yeah.
I've seen some stuff. I remember telling this kid picked up a cookie and went to put it back. I said, that's your cookie now. Pick that cookie up, put it in your plate. And people started like, I was like, put it in your plate. That's your cookie. Don't back in there. Don't even. I caught these kids, like I told you, I caught those kids walking out of the bathroom. They wasn't going to wash their hands. And I was like, wash your hands. And then one kid was laughing at the other. I was like, you too.
Exactly.
Wash your hands.
Exactly.
There's going to be no non-hand washing up in here.
Exactly. Especially during this time.
Man, restaurants are going to be hurting in general, but buffets is done. because buffets don't really have takeout like that. I mean, you can, but they don't. And it's like the area is too open. People be breathing and ventilating all over the food. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that for a while because I don't think this is gonna be over anytime soon.
Nah.
And
I told folks, I was like, look, this is gonna be about a year and a half. Then people came out talking about 2022. I was like, this is even longer than I said. I was like, man, look.
Yeah.
You can go to you can go back to buffets in 2030. How about that?
Right, 2030. That's how long it's gonna take for people to get over this. But
until the legacy virus comes, and then we're gonna be done. Now,
it's gonna be a while. But I see it's not stopping you. You've been putting out a lot of videos too. So
I've been trying to grind, you know what I'm saying? It's all about putting in the work, you know what I'm saying? And people see it, hopefully come through, subscribe, become, share, send a message out, help me get some more subscribers, get them views up. I'm talking to you. You right now, you watch you with the cornbread. Put that cornbread down, subscribe. Man, some cornbread though. So not like that cornbread that you get from certain places that aren't from the cornbread culture. Because I've had some non-cornbread culture cornbread before. I'm just saying. And
I know what you mean.
It was dry.
And
I was mad because I overpaid for it because it's non-cornbread culture. And they always make things expensive.
How you feel about corn and cornbread?
I'm not always against it. I'm not a fan of it, but I've had it before where it was okay. But I'm not a fan of it. In general, no. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no kernels up in my
that's
cornbread.
What I'm saying.
Give me bread only. You know
that's
please. Don't,
that's what I feel.
Like I had it before, and I didn't know until I bit it, and I was like, okay, the flavor is cool, so I'm gonna let this rock, but I'm not pleased with it. like I'm not pleased, but the flavor's still good, so I'm gonna let it rock.
Right.
And that was like, you know what I'm saying? That was when my church was visiting another church at the time, and I was just like, who authorized this?
Right, who authorized this? Who signed their name on this one?
Who said you could put corn in the cornbread? I mean, it's cornbread, but not corn in the cornbread.
That's like, you ever see when somebody take it a step too far? Like they just add something.
Like that SNL joint where homie said he put raisins in the in the potato salad?
No. Listen, they're at my supermarket, right? They give out like this little magazine, and they have different recipes in there. I'm like, all these recipes is made by Karen because
that's a whole series made by Karen.
Right. Because the potato salad, the potato salad, I tell you no lie, like it has stuff like that. Why do we have raisins and almonds in it? Like
why is almonds in potato salad?
Why?
Look, what I want you to do is don't do potato salad for the rest of your life.
Right. Please don't. Because we checking.
It's like, because I'll never forget, okay, my grandma makes potato salad, but my grandfather used to have his own garden, so we had like that real potatoes, right? So anyway, she would always make potato salad, and we loved it. One time she bought it from the store and tried to doctor it up, like we wouldn't notice. Bruh, Thanksgiving, we was like, oh yeah, potato salad, here we go. We took a bite, we was like,
what is this?
Excuse me? Grandma had to come clean that day, boy. She was like, well, I just thought I'd doctor it up. Nah.
Nope.
Nah. You can't. Nope. Yo, when Kroger or Food Lion or Ralph's or Vons, whoever makes it, Publix, you can't save that. You can't save that.
You can't.
It's already done.
It's something
the
about
Karen
it.
is inside of it. The essence of Karen is
the essence.
It's already inside the potato salad. You can't excise that and put it out. It's done.
Right. It's over.
The Karen has ruined
it. Completely over.
It's ruined.
Man, we went from art to hip hop to potato salad.
See, told you, man. So
As you gotta have that diversity in conversation. Like you gotta have that diversity in hip hop.
You don't get that from anyone else.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. NERDSoul for that, guys.
So before my last question, tell the people where they can find you.
Okay. You can find me at takeiamarie.com, TAKEIA MARIE, and at Takeia Marie on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah. And that's pretty much where I live.
All right, cool. Then since we have touched a myriad of things, give me one that is legendary for you. One anime, one meal, and one hip hop album.
Okay. Akira.
Okay.
Legendary anime. Legendary food. Oh, my mom's stuffing.
Word up. All right.
My mom's stuffing.
That home cook, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be no stovetop up in here.
Right. And what was the last one? Legendary
hip hop album.
Legendary hip hop album. Honestly, and I'm gonna sound just it's gonna sound plain.
It's all about you.
Illmatic. I have the vinyl. Like I'm looking at it over here right now.
No, there's nothing wrong with Illmatic.
Illmatic is it's just like the one that everybody says, but for me it really is like the essence of everything that I love.
Yeah, shouts to Arcatron who hates one song on that album. He's like it's one song short from being perfect, because he don't like the beat from LES, the life's a woman, and
what? But that's one of the classic ones.
Yeah, and plus AZ comes through on it. He's like the lyrics aren't the problem. I don't like the beat. And
he doesn't like the beat.
Yeah. So,
but let me real quick mention I've got Kamikaze coming out soon that I'm working on the story in that, the Kamikaze anthology with Robert Jeffrey. Yeah.
Shouts to Robert Jeffrey, friend of the show. Hashtag free mind to avenge.
Yes. Hashtag free mind to avenge. He knows what it is.
He knows what the people involved know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the people involved needs to stop tagging me in their tweets because I don't rock with you like that.
Right.
Stop tagging me. Continue.
But yeah, Robert, he's phenomenal. He knows I'm a fan, so he's phenomenal. He wrote a really great story. I got to do a lot of really dope action stuff with it. So yeah. So I think the digital is coming out in a few weeks. And I guess, the team will update people about like the print and stuff like that, because I don't know, with everything going on, that's kind of like affected
Corona timeline changed things.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if that's, something that's affecting it, but I guess people can go to the Kickstarter page for updates or follow them on Instagram or Twitter and for updates on that.
Word up.
And yeah, so that's the next thing I have coming up.
What up? Well, guys, thank you for hanging with us. Holla at us, we'll holla at you. Down in them comments, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk hip hop, let's talk good food, let's talk art, anime, and all that goodness. But of course, we thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging with us. We can talk in the comments about recipes from Karen. But before we bounce, of course, thank you for watching. And from us to you, we're just saying peace.
Peace.